What's up, guys? Welcome back to the ManLab. I'm your host, Blake, and we're covering today Tesamorelin. Tesamorelin right now has become extremely popular. We have done podcasts and episodes in the past on Tesamorelin, but this is a more up-to-date one. We're going to be covering, how does it compare to other GHRHs? That's growth hormone releasing hormones, not peptides. They're different. How do they stack up compared to the other ones? What's their price point differences? And also, should you or shouldn't you be taking it with another GHRP, growth hormone releasing peptide? Now, today I got Jeff from T Clinics, as always. Dude is a genius. So he's been a lab rat for many, many years in this space. So he is well versed on it. And also, just before we go into this, as always, all the information in this is for educational and entertainment purposes only. Do not take what we say as gospel. Everyone is different when it comes down to their health. So this is not a diagnosis. There is no diagnosis, no medical suggestions, what we're saying. If you do want to find out what's right for you, make sure you go to a licensed medical professional, a clinic or anything like that. And if you do want to do that, go to T Clinics USA. tclinicsusa.com, mention the ManLab, they will give 10% off your first package. They will give you all the information, get your blood work done, tell you if it is right for you, what is right for you. Maybe it might be a different direction to what you think you have to do, but T Clinics USA and their team will look after you every single step of the way. tclinicsusa.com, links in the description, wherever you're watching and listening to this, and 10% off if you mention the ManLab. Anyway, all that aside, bills paid for. Jeff, so the first thing, what is Tesamorelin? Why is there this craze? Give me a little synopsis of it.
So obviously most people who are following the show, we've talked all the peptides. It is a growth hormone releasing hormone peptide. It was actually brought to the market many, many years ago. They actually found it was more for HIV-associated lipodystrophy, which is visceral adipose tissue. What does that mean? So a lot of HIV patients would get a lot more visceral fat, the internal fat, that metabolically active organ fat that's not good, that heart unhealthy fat. So, it was originally brought to the market to treat that. And so, but it's a growth hormone releasing hormone, similar to Tesamorelin, similar to, CJC 1295. It stimulates the pituitary to basically increase growth hormone pulses, increase in growth hormone. Sometimes you get more IGF-1, you sleep better, recover quicker, build some muscle. Yeah.
All the good stuff.
Yeah.
And now, so the history of it is, to my understanding, FDA approved, which
for HIV-associated lipodystrophy.
So when you say that, does that mean that it's FDA approved across the board, or it's only for that specific
for that
use?
case?
So if you're just like an average Joe like me, it's not technically FDA approved for.
Unless you got HIV.
Okay, well, I don't plan on getting that, so, we're good.
Well, so it actually, the drug name was Grifta when it first came to the market. So that medication was meant to treat that condition for the HIV patients that had
and Grifta now has such a negative connotation.
Grifta. Yeah. A Grifta.
Yeah. Okay, so it is FDA approved for that. However, there has been a lot of other noticeable benefits for people that don't have HIV.
Yes.
And so I guess in one regards, that is a bit of a vote of confidence for Tesamorelin, that it has been approved by the FDA for certain uses, and therefore it's, safe-ish, some could argue.
Yeah.
What's up, guys? We're going to take a break to quickly talk about testosterone levels. Now, sometimes it can be uncomfortable to talk to someone if you're not fully confident in the fact you might be at risk of low testosterone. So if you do feel that way, you can fill out a free online test that takes about 60 seconds to 2 minutes to fill out. It's called the ADAM test. Now, the ADAM test has up to 88% accuracy, indicating whether or not you may or may not have low testosterone. So if you want to fill that out, just go to bit.ly/free ADAM test. That is free, FREE, ADAM, ADAM test. Now, if you don't want to remember that is in the description right here where you're watching or listening to this podcast right now. Go fill it out, a couple of questions, get a good indication, and then you can see if contacting T Clinics is the right thing for you. So let's get back to the show. Now, the difference between that and other GHRHs being CJC 1295 and Tesamorelin, those are two other ones that are very popular. How does Tesamorelin differ from those ones?
I mean, a lot of times if you look at a lot of the studies and why it was kind of pushed to the market, was there was a significant increase in stimulus of the pituitary, more growth hormone, indirectly more IGF-1, and from that's where you saw a lot of the metabolically. So visceral adipose tissue, just so you know, is more responsive to growth hormone, and Tesamorelin does a better job of increasing natural growth hormone and IGF-1.
Okay.
So with that, it has a better response than most when it comes to, but I kind of want to like put a disclaimer on this, because years and years of using growth hormone peptides, growth hormone releasing hormones, I've seen people take, Tesamorelin, and they're like, and then turn around and take something like Ipamorelin or Ipa-CJC, and they're like, oh my God, it's the best thing since sliced bread. So it's sometimes dependent on the person and the response. You got to remember there's signals that you're sending. Some people get a better response from, I've seen people do Tesamorelin, which is not my first choice, and they do great with it. So, it's finding which one kind of fits your goals and what you're trying to accomplish. I know we're going to talk a little bit about maybe having it with something to make it even better, but Tesamorelin, I would say in the general population, 90% of people do well.
Yeah, and so to touch on the growth hormone releasing hormone versus a peptide, let's just quickly, what is the difference between those two, just for a bit of a background
So you
education?
get more, that's going to be just more of a general pituitary response, GH stimulus. You don't get as much of the...
With GHRHs?
GHRP.
GHRP.
Yeah, so like Ipamorelin, if you want to use that, for example. So like you're not going to... It's more a broad response where, like Tesamorelin and CJC and Tesamorelin are more precise to the pituitary. But once again, you have, Tesamorelin, which is a GHRH, and personally, I've seen more people respond to Tesamorelin than Tesamorelin.
Okay, so it's like the pulse is more acute and shorter for GHRHs? Or
no, I think as it goes down the line, because, obviously you put out growth hormone. Growth hormone actually can stimulate the liver to produce more IGF-1. IGF-1 and growth hormone together increase more lipolysis as far as fat utilization in the body. So I think it's more precise, and you get the response you're looking for from the GHRH.
Gotcha.
So you kind of have like, Tesamorelin, CJC 1295, and then Tesamorelin, like as far as how well it stimulates.
Gotcha.
And gets that cascade of effect.
And when it comes to price points, like where does Tesamorelin sit? Now, obviously, everywhere you buy it's going to be different. So it's not like, this is the market rate, but you got Tesamorelin, CJC 1295 is a bit more. Is Tesamorelin above or below? Or where does it sit?
I mean, it depends on where you go. I'll tell you, for years prior, because it was harder to get, and obviously if you're talking like a Grifta, big pharma, big money. You're talking growth hormone money, like $1,000 a month. Like it's crazy. So years ago it was super expensive. I think now that it's becoming a lot more mainstream and it's out there and people are asking for it, it's pretty comparable to like IPA combination with CJC.
Okay. So it's actually coming down
quite a bit.
Oh, great. Because last time we spoke, I think it was significantly more.
Well,
this is like a year or two.
And what I've seen too is a lot of times to take the strength or the milligrams that you need at the at the right amount, you're gonna spend. You would spend a lot of money back how it used to be charged.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people, dosing super important with that. Making sure that you're getting enough to get the stimulus. There's some protocols out there, a milligram per day when it comes to Tesamorelin.
Yeah.
So in a month, you could use, if you're doing 5 on, 2 off, 6 on, 1 off, whatever protocol you want to go with. We have our own that we've seen firsthand. But
and that milligram is not.
No, I mean, I'm just
so
if you look at a lot of studies, a lot of the studies that were done were on a milligram per day.
Oh, okay.
So, 24, 25 milligrams per month.
Yeah.
And so the cost has come down quite a bit. I just think like more pharmacies, I'm curious to see kind of how things shake out over the next months to year with some of this stuff. But, a little bit more of a premium, but I'll tell you, it's very... I mean, we're going to talk about different ones. So, Ipamorelin or Ipa-CJC, I see a lot more deep sleep with that. Whereas, like, when you get into Tesamorelin, you do see a lot better body composition change. And those that have a lot more, midsection fat, visceral fat, you do see the reduction much better. And I'm just going to speak from experience. Personally, I don't get as much, like, the sleep's not much at all with just plain Tesamorelin. I personally take Ipamorelin with Tesamorelin. Morelin's always worked great for sleep with clients and then myself including. So,
Hey guys, just quickly before we get back to the show, if you have some time, please hit that subscribe button wherever you are watching or listening to this podcast right now. And also, if you go into the comment section and comment anything you want, anything you're interested in finding out about in future episodes, that also gives us great ideas of how to give more content to you guys later in the future. And the last thing, if you're listening to this on Spotify, please leave a 5-star review so that everyone else can see that this is a podcast worth listening to. Now, let's get back to the show. Hey guys, we're gonna take a quick break and talk about our head sponsor, T Clinics USA. Now, if you haven't heard of T Clinics USA, they are a hormone replacement therapy clinic and peptide clinic based out of Florida. They are honestly super different from anything you're going to be purchasing from online. Now, the issue with purchasing peptides and any sort of testosterone replacement therapy and stuff like that online is you usually will get it sent to you in the mail. It's in a weird package, no guidelines, no information on how you're meant to be taking it because they are research only, so they can't actually give you any advice. The difference is though, with T Clinics USA, they are physician backed. Now, what that means is they have a medical doctor at the ready to give you advice on how to potentially take this and have it the right way. But more importantly, you get your lab work done with either T Clinics, or T Clinics will send information to a local Quest or LabCorp. And from there, they will look at your blood work to see exactly what needs to be worked on. Because sometimes you might think, all right, I want to have this peptide, I want to have testosterone replacement therapy, and that's not the thing you should be taking. Instead, it should be something else based on what your lab work has come back with. And that is where T Clinics USA is fantastic. They will look at it, look under the hood, and have a detailed map of what you should be doing. This is great for females and males, not just the men, but the women as well, to help with hormone replacement, longevity, looking better, feeling better, muscle growth, whatever your goal potentially might be, they can help. If you're a ManLab listener, you get 10% off your first package with T Clinics USA. Head to tclinicsusa.com. The link is in the description if you don't want to remember that at all. And they will be definitely looking after you just like they have with me and everyone else that I personally know. So that's tclinicsusa.com. Mention the ManLab for 10% off your first package. And let's get back to the show. So that gets to our next point of coupling up Tesamorelin with Ipamorelin. Because I've heard a lot, I mean, personally, I'm always, as per your suggestions, I personally am always preferring to include Ipamorelin because I do prefer the deep sleep. Like I want to have deeper sleep, deeper rest, better recovery. However, I have been bumping into a lot of people and they're like, I'm on Tesamorelin. I'm like, my opinion is like you're missing a huge opportunity of 1 + 1 = 5 by just taking Tesamorelin. Is that an accurate approach?
Yeah, no, I definitely coupled with Ipamorelin. I would say, up there on my tiers of most favorite, you have, Ipamorelin, Tesamorelin. So you're getting the sleep plus you're getting the body comp. Or Ipamorelin CJC 1295. That a lot of times that the CJC magnifies the length and the height and the length of the pulse. I can't even talk today.
Yeah.
So I see more sleep, deep sleep when you couple Ipa with CJC versus Ipa with Tesa.
Okay.
So and just from we're just talking in general here, entertainment purposes or whatever. A lot of times I see guys do really, really well with Ipamorelin and Tesamorelin. And not saying females don't, but a lot of times sleeps are really, their GH levels start dropping in their 30s. So I feel like from firsthand experience, a lot of females do better with Ipa CJC. And, that improves their sleep, recovery. Obviously, if you're sleeping better, your body composition is going to be better. Your body's less stressed. So it's just finding the right one for the right person.
Yeah.
I think that's where they're it's not textbook. It's not like this is 100% going to do it for you. But, you could get in the ballpark generalized goal and be able to get the response you're looking for.
Okay. And I overheard you guys talking like Tesamorelin is also, it's kind of technically labeled a biologic.
Yeah, so when it came to the market, it was kind of going to be going toe to toe with growth hormone, synthetic growth hormone. Usually a biologic has to be over a certain amount of amino acids, like growth hormone. Growth hormone's 191 amino acid complex. So somehow they just classed it in the biologic department. It's been sitting there since.
So it's not really like it's an accurate
It's a growth hormone releasing hormone. It doesn't have enough amino acids to be classed as that. So
interesting.
It's kind of weird where it sits, but I put it in the family of GHRHs.
Yeah. Do you think it's a bit of like a conspiracy of why? Like, is there a benefit for? other
I think
bodies?
so other people can't produce it,
Yeah.
or certain farmers can't produce it. Maybe it was a way to protect it when they first came to the market. Still put it in the same category with synthetic growth hormone. Back then, I don't think it got as much attention or a fair launch. Maybe due to like big pharma growth hormone. I don't know. So I don't want to go down that rabbit hole, but you know how some of that stuff happens. Like even with you look at the GLP world right now, you have semaglutide, tirzepatide, you have stage 3 retatrutide right now. They're trying to class it in a similar class, so it prevents people from making it. So I try not to get into the whole political, financial, conspiracy side of things. I just I like finding things that work well and have a good safety profile. So, and find a way to just help other people out.
Perfect. And then for the last thing, I have one more question I don't want to forget. So timing and dosage.
Yeah.
As always, unfortunately, we can't tell you guys the actual dosage. Depends. But at least time of day.
Well, you're not wrong. It depends. Because I've seen, I think a lot of people
Even with
try
time
to.
Of day?
Well, definitely. So you got to remember, peptides, depend on you're trying to get a certain signal at a certain time, right? So growth hormone peptides or growth hormone releasing hormones, your body naturally releases the most GH at night. So usually you take it at night to signal that and get the best response. So if you're using the peptide and getting the right signal, if you miss the signal, you usually miss the result.
Yeah.
And so, just making sure the application. So a lot of those peptides, growth hormone releasing hormones, are usually at nighttime. That's when our body is already trying to work. You're trying to say, hey, do better, do more, just pick back up.
Yeah.
So timing, usually nighttime with that. You can stack some other growth hormone peptides with it. Some people do. Not at the same time at night. You might still have that better one for the nighttime, Tesa-Ipa. I personally take AOD in the morning, so I try to pick up that second pulse in the morning. It works really well for lipolysis and keeps me from not putting on fat. So
Interesting.
So definitely timing's important, super important. Dose amount, I don't want to talk like dosing numbers, but usually you could start low, see what kind of response you get, and then you work it up.
Yeah.
Depending on your response. I do see females, they usually get a better response at a lower dose. So sometimes we'll start low. If you're getting the response and you're sleeping and recovering, you might stay there until you're not seeing the response anymore. It's not about more is better. More doesn't produce more results. And I think a lot of people have that mindset, all right, one's good, so five's better.
Yeah.
And
also they kind of have like a rule, this guy said on the internet that I should take this much, so I will,
Jim Bro said that I should do 5 milligrams or whatever. There comes a point where you get diminishing returns, as with most stuff. So
okay, well, guys, there you go. If you want to have any more, if you got more questions, leave comments below. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. And also, again, to mention, go to tclinicsusa.com if you're interested in any sort of peptides, testosterone replacement therapy, men and women. They are all about making you great again. So mention the ManLab, links in the description wherever you are. 10% off your first package for people who mention the ManLab. And we'll see you again soon. Peace.
peace.